all started at my friend's party.
Mary, I just hope I survived the test long enough to be able to explain to you in person.
That's me. My name really isn't that important.
I'm Sally Goodman. Lately, freaky things have been happening to us.
Well, this is my first experiment by myself.
Have you guys played the Midnight Game? It's this game that started out as an old pagan ritual.
I'm not sure, but I'm writing this down on paper and not on my computer.
Let me start out by saying that I am not a paranormal investigator. I am an author.
Did someone ever feel like me? People don't understand me and call me a monster.
I've been looking at this house at the edge of town. They call it the No End House.
Subject number 001.
Let me start out by saying that I am not a paranormal investigator. I am an author. While looking for inspiration for a book, I came across a series of blogs and stories about a certain house in the town of Palmer, Washington. An unassuming house surrounded in the lore of murder, disappearance, and the paranormal. Through my research of this house on Wendell Lane, I have come across accounts that range from the supernatural to just plain bizarre. A girl who hung herself after a ritual, brothers vanishing, murder after countless murder. It was very suspicious indeed. Problem is, in doing my research, I have found out that most of the previous owners have disappeared or have been murdered, so finding a primary source was nearly impossible. But luckily there was one person who survived. Her name is Sally Goodman. She lived in a house on Wendell Lane for a few months. Prior to her move, though, she lived in an apartment owned by a Mr. Rodriguez until she was being stalked by an alleged monster. She then lived in a new house where she had continued to experience strange phenomena. Hello, and my name is Sally Goodman. Nice to meet you. Can I get you anything?
I could use a drink.
Excellent.
Yes?
Coffee, please.
Alright.
So, Sally, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved into town with my brothers and sister about a year ago. Each one of us have had weird things happen to us. Henry and Alyssa find strange videos, and John was killed by some ghost hack, as he called it. And then there's the monster game I got.
And this is when you lived at?
Nick's house, yes. I moved out immediately after that happened to me.
Yeah, I remember that. You posted the whole story on your blog.
Did you print out my blog?
Yeah. Why, is that weird?
A little, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Believe it or not, you're not the first person who tried to contact me about my blog.
I'm not surprised. This is all so bizarre.
You're telling me? Unlike you though, there are all kinds of crazy ghost hunters trying to get famous for their videos on the internet, all ready to jump in on the first case of paranormal crap. Naturally, I ignored your emails at first, thinking you were one of them. But then Henry mentioned one of your books. Turns out he's a big fan.
I'm honored.
I put two and two together and realized it was you. I thought, why not, and called you up. Though I have to admit, Wendell Lane isn't as interesting as the whole Not.exe story.
I'd still love to hear about it, though.
I bet you want to. Everybody wants to hear about the house.
Well, it's an interesting location, to be honest. Murders, monsters, rituals, all happen there. It's like a big legend come true.
If you say so.
So if we can, I would like to get this interview underway. May I? So, Sally, tell me about this house on Wendell Lane.
Well, after moving out of Nick's house, I managed to find this house for cheap. Multiple rooms, decent neighborhood. It was a steal. Nothing would happen the first few weeks, but eventually things started happening around the house that I couldn't explain.
Like what?
Stuff would move and things would disappear.
Ghostly phenomena?
Now you sound like one of these crazy internet ghost hunters.
From the sounds of it, it looks like you're experiencing mild paranormal phenomena.
If you say so.
Alright, can you tell me your most bizarre encounter while living in that house?
That's just it. It was just minor ghostly things, nothing too special. Actually, the is an event that I remember. It was not too long ago, and I almost forgot about it. The TV incident.
Go on.
It was a Friday night in June, just about a month before I moved out. They just installed a new cable box on the TV and it changed the format of everything. I don't know what your setup is like, but when I change a channel, the network's name pops up for a moment before showing what's on. I was going through the 700 channels when a new channel came on. You shouldn't... What? I had a feeling from the moment the program turned on that I was watching something very strange. It was just of a person sitting at a table. There was an odd sound coming from the TV, a gross wheezing among the static of the TV. I hit the info button, hoping to read a synopsis of what was the show about, but of course there was nothing, so I kept watching.
What happened after? Sally. Miss Goodman.
I'm sorry, what?
What happened after?
Oh, I'm sorry. I stared at the screen for a few minutes, but nothing happened, so I left to go make some food. There was a strange feeling in the air. Death. I couldn't shake off the sick, gross feeling I had hanging over my head. Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, the person began to stare at me. I mean the camera. It just felt like they were directly staring at me, as if they could see me. I probably should have turned off the TV by now, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry, forgive me. I haven't thought about this night since a long time, and I guess my mind just completely pushed it back to completely forget about it.
I'm sorry, we can stop this if it makes you feel uncomfortable.
No, please, I need to tell somebody. Anyway, they continued to stare at me. They didn't blink. They didn't move. They just continued to stare. But then they moved to the phone. No, it can't be. You shouldn't listen? shouldn't tell. Oh my god, did I just tell? Emily, does that mean I just told?
Sally, please just relax. You're overreacting. Nothing has happened to you yet, and nothing will happen to you now.
Yes, because I didn't tell anyone until now, Emily. I just doomed myself because of the stupid interview. I'm sorry, I must go.
That was the last time I saw or heard from Sally Goodman. I did some research a few months later to find out she moved out of Palmer. Probably one of the smartest decisions anyone could make. From the moment I entered this town, I couldn't shake off the feeling of dread and danger wherever I go. I needed further investigation into this town, so I shall stay a bit longer.